Next up, with fall officially here, livestock producers are caring for summer calving herds through the breeding season. That can come with some challenges as forage quality tends to be on the decline this time of year. This can cause nutrient deficiencies resulting in decreased pregnancy rates. Market Journal's Bill Dodd spoke with UNL cow-calf specialist Kacie McCarthy about some key elements of keeping your summer calving herd ahead of the curve.
Around Nebraska, many producers have opted to move from spring to summer calving in order to avoid death loss from potentially hazardous weather events, as well as help reduce labor and winter feed costs. However, there is a trade-off to the upsides of changing calving strategies. Low-quality forage this time of year can also mean weight loss, nutrient deficiencies, and a decrease in pregnancy rates for young cows.
And so when we switch to May or July calving, that ultimately shifts the forage quality impacts that might have on reproduction. And so forage quality is going to peak around June. And so those spring calving herds are going to hit those peaks, especially around peak lactation in about 60 days. Now, when we start shifting to those summer calving seasons, things to consider, especially with our younger females, they're still growing. And so supplementation strategies may be advantageous for those females moving out of calving into the breeding season when we start seeing a decline in that forage quality. And so research out of the Goodmanson Sandhills lab in the Sandhills has seen that with forage quality peaking around June, we start to see a rapid decline through November. And so with the opportunity out there, we've got two herds looking at a March and a May calving herd and have been working on supplementation strategies ultimately to start increasing that body condition in those females moving through breeding season and help with reproduction and increasing those pregnancy rates in those females.
As we go through the latest breeding season with low forage quality, you're more than likely needing to turn to supplementation in order to meet nutritional requirements. Two key things you'll want to consider as we head into the winter months are good sources of both protein and energy.
With upland range, we see a lot of that nutrient decline, and so we're deficient in metabolizable protein. And so when we think about supplementation strategies, sometimes providing a rumen-degradable protein, such as maybe an alfalfa or cottonseed meal, may be beneficial to meet those protein requirements. However, we still need to think about energy. And so a really good resource would be distillers, especially throughout the state. Although prices have been increasing, it does meet those protein and energy requirements. And so we can target anywhere from 2 to 5 pounds of a distiller's supplement to meet those requirements and ultimately help increase that body condition in those females, especially around breeding season. And so we start seeing that decline in forage. And so thinking about your supplementation strategies moving into breeding and then even into this winter when we think about some of those cows moving into winter, it may be advantageous to look at a protein and energy source.
One thing you'll want to be observant of throughout the breeding season and into the winter months will be the body condition score of your young cows. As summer calving cow herds graze on higher quality forages during early lactation, some cows may have a higher body condition score than others.
So when we think about a target body condition score, I really like to back up and really think about body condition score at calving. And so we're setting these females up in the winter. And so thinking about that late gestation supplementation and increasing body reserves to move those females through calving and then subsequently into the breeding season. Now, when we start switching the timing of our calving season, body condition reserves are going to be critical, especially when we think about some of those lower condition score females. They're still trying to get back into form ready to breed again. And so targeting that 5 body condition score, maybe even 6 in maybe those younger females, really sets them up for success moving into the breeding season. There's been some research looking at lower condition and moving into those peak lactation 60 to 90 days post-calving. And increasing that energy supplement has been found to increase pregnancy rates. And so body condition in those females really correlates well with reproduction and being able to manage those females to breed back sooner and ultimately to maintain that pregnancy in throughout gestation.
Beyond managing body condition scores, one more thing to consider as we head into the winter months are pregnancy detection, as well as the possibility of thinning the herd.
Really thinking about pregnancy detection at this point as well. And so being able to cull those open females, thinking about how we might be managing those females moving into the fall, that's also a really good tool to help separate and manage those females maybe a little differently if we have opens and want to retain them through winter, or maybe this might be a good time to sell those females as well.
As another breeding season begins to wind down and the winter months begin to rev up, utilizing these suggestions are sure to increase the probability of getting your summer calving herd through the months ahead. Reporting for Market Journal, I'm Bill Dodd.